Satnam. Welcome to this Sophia's Grace meditation. I have taken this Grace of God meditation, which is a Kundalini meditation, and turned it into a feminine form, Kundalini meditation. So if you're used to this meditation, you've done it before, you may just want to skip over this intro. However, if you're new here, you might want to stick around and find out what we'll be doing. And it's pretty simple, but I thought I would just sort of explain it a little bit before we just hop right in. So welcome. First things first, you don't really need much, just your body. Well, for starters, that's pretty much all you need. But if you want to have extras, you can. One being maybe like, or a couple things maybe being like a blanket behind the head or a pillow behind your head. If you have a bolster or a rolled up sleeping bag, if you don't have, yoga props, you can grab something like that and place it behind your knees for a little extra support, because the first part of the meditation, you will be lying down on your back. So if you want to just get as comfortable as you want to get, it's an option. All right. If you feel like you just want to lie down flat, you can do that too. All right. The world is your oyster. I really encourage you, though, to just listen to what it is that you need today. Whatever form of nourishment you need today is the right thing. All right. So before you hop in, maybe you do want to just take a minute and place your hands on your heart. Just ask yourself, like, okay, what do I need? What will make me feel the most nourished? From there, you're going to hear a voiceover. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because we're going to be doing some breath holds, and I can't speak and hold my breath at the same time. I'm just simply not that talented. So, how it's going to go is we're going to take a deep breath in together. And on our fingers, we're going to be touching each finger to the thumb for a total of 10 times. And we'll be saying, I am grace of goddess. 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 All appear in our heads, right? Because we'll be holding the breath. So it'll go like, but you'll hear me doing the voiceover, right? So we'll finish with 10 and then exhale, hold the breath at the bottom. And again, inhale. And again, and you repeat that mantra, I am grace of goddess. Again, I will be doing the voiceover, so you can just follow my voice throughout the meditation. We're going to go for 5 rounds. It's a total of 100 silent repetitions. Now, if at any time you feel like you need to take a breath or take a pause or any of that, please listen to your body. Please listen to yourself, okay? You know yourself much better than me. And it's important that you do listen to you through this, all right? And then you can hop right back in when you feel ready. It's also important that you practice this on an empty stomach, in part because of the breath holds. We just want to make sure that we're practicing under the right circumstances physiologically, right? All right. And then we will move on to part 2 of the meditation. So after we have completed our 5 rounds, we're going to take a moment to just receive, let the breath settle. I'll guide us to just roll over onto either side, left or right. So I'm going to leave that up to you in that moment when you feel ready. And we'll come up to a seated posture. Our seated posture does involve a mudra. So your right hand will be in the Gyan mudra, which is connecting the first finger and thumb, resting on the knee, and the left hand comes up like so. So this is the mudra that you'll be sitting in. I personally like to sit on my meditation cushion. Now, you don't have to sit on anything if that's not your vibe. And if you don't have a meditation cushion, you can always grab like a stack of books or a block. If you have a yoga block, you can sit on that. I just know that for myself after a while of sitting, sometimes I can have a tendency to round out through my back. So we really want to focus on keeping the spine elongated. And if you don't have anything like that, you can always sit on like a chair or a bench and just keep the soles of the feet planted and still make the mudra sitting like that. That's okay too. You have lots of permission here with me anyway. um, you'll find whatever seated posture works best for you today. It might be different today than it is tomorrow, or whenever you do this meditation again. I assume you'll maybe do this a couple of times, or whenever you need it, whenever you need that reminder that you are so much bigger than this, right? In this body. And well, let me hop back into the second part here. So once we are here in our seated posture, you are welcome to close your eyes if it feels safe enough for you to do that. If not, you can always just focus at the tip of the nose or just keep a gentle gaze in front. If the eyes are closed, focusing on the third eye space, the space between the brows, is suggested. If you're newer to this and that's just too much right now, I invite you will just focus on maybe words, maybe meditate, what we're doing with the meditation first. And then again, the more you practice with this, the more you can do these other pieces, like going, focusing here and thinking about this and, all of these other elements and pieces that are involved. I, again, will be guiding us through. So my voiceover, you'll hear it. Okay. But we are going to go through on the left hand. We're going to go through each of the fingers, which correlate with a planet and, or governing energy of each of the fingers. So we're going to start at the pinky and we'll end with the thumb. After that, we will repeat that mantra out loud 5 times. I am the grace of Goddess 5 times. And then both of the hands can rest wherever they feel comfortable for you. We'll just receive for a couple of moments, breaths, whatever, however long. And I will close us out with a Sat Nam. Now, if you are able to stay longer in the meditation, I do invite you to do that. If you can lie down in your Shavasana, or you want to lie down in Shavasana for a little while, I invite you to do that. If you feel like, hey, you know what, I want to do another round of that, do it. You can. My apologies. My mic died, and so the sound cut out, and I had to switch out the mics. But yes, if you feel like you want to do this meditation a couple of times, a few rounds, you can. You can do it up to 5 times a day, maybe more. It's really up to you. But that was actually pretty much the end of my intro. I do encourage you to check the description box below. I do have more for you in terms of medical disclaimer. So just make sure that, you are physically capable of doing this meditation, that there are no contraindications before you just hop in. And again, go slow, listen to your body, and I'll see you on your mat. So before we begin our meditation, I will be tuning us in with the Adi mantra. It is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I will be saying it 3 times, or chanting it 3 times. You are more than welcome to chant this with me, or you may simply just receive. As you can see, I am on my meditation cushion, and you're welcome to sit in whatever comfortable seat, if that's even on a chair or bench, totally fine. But Yes, go ahead and find your seat of choice, your Sukhasana or happy seat, and bring the eyes closed if you feel comfortable doing so, or just keep that gentle gaze, 45-degree angle or at the tip of the nose. And we'll begin by rubbing the palms together and just check in with the spine here. So I kind of want to do a little shoulder movement here, but do check in with the shoulder points. We're going to check in that they are just over the hip points, right? We want that. So we're not we're not leaning forward, we're not leaning too far back. We want them right over our hip points. And the chin dips down slightly toward the chest. So we have a little gentle neck look happening. And we'll press the palms into each other. You're welcome to keep the elbows hugged in toward the ribs and create some space between the thumbs and the sternum. Or you can press the thumbs into the sternum and flare the elbows wide. So we'll take a deep breath in together and exhale. And then we'll take a deep breath in and begin our chant. So deep breath in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze the pelvic floor muscles. Eyes look up to the third eye space. And exhale as you need to. Palms rest on top of the thighs in the Gyan Mudra. And just receive for the next few breaths. Make your way onto your back and get as comfortable as you would like. We'll take a deep breath here and exhale all of the breath before we begin. Deep breath in. I am grace of Goddess. 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 Exhale. Hold the breath. I am grace of Goddess. 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 Deep breath in. Hold the breath. I am grace of Goddess. 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 Exhale. Hold. I am grace of goddess. 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 Deep breath in. Hold. And do this round on your own. Exhale, hold, and begin. I am grace of goddess on your own now. Deep breath in and hold. I am grace of goddess. 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 Keep going on your own. And exhale, hold. I am grace of goddess. 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 Deep breath in and exhale. And just let the breath return to normal. Maybe place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. If the legs were flat, maybe you want to bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. And just take a few moments to receive. And check in with yourself. And decide maybe if you'd like to turn over onto your left or your right hand side into the fetal position for just a couple of moments before we come up into our seated posture. And when you're ready, just taking your top hand and pressing it into the floor, the mat beneath you, slowly peeling your torso up off the mat. The head and the neck will be the very last things to come up. So again, moving very, very slowly, snail's pace, sloth pace, as slow as you can, and grabbing hold of perhaps your meditation cushion or block or a stack of books or whatever it is that you might be sitting on for part 2 of our meditation. Now connecting the ring and thumb on the right hand in the Gyan Mudra, resting the back of the hand on the right knee, left palm facing forward right at the shoulder. And again, if you feel safe and comfortable enough to close the eyes, bring them closed. Otherwise, a gentle gaze or staring at the tip of the nose. And just allowing the breath to be natural. We're going to bring the awareness to our pinky finger. This is our Mercury finger, representing the power to relate and communicate. And this is both with the subconscious and with the conscious self. It's associated with the water element. In what ways would you communicate with yourself if you spoke to yourself like a goddess, as though the goddess Sophia was standing in front of you or looking through your eyes? What would you say to her every day and every moment? What thoughts would you have? Would you think yourself limited and powerless, or would you think yourself powerful and limitless? You are a child of Sophia. Her grace is your grace. And now moving the awareness to the ring finger, representing the sun and Venus, your physical health, vitality, and beauty, associated with the fire element. Envisioning each and every one of your cells infused with divine healing, Sophia's healing, Sophia's light codes wrapped up in the cells and strands of your DNA. Because that is what you come from. That is who you truly are. And health and vitality and beauty is your divine birthright. As a child of the universe, you belong to her. Inviting her light codes into your system with gratitude. And now moving that awareness to the middle finger, our Saturn finger, the channel for emotion to devotion and patience, associated with the element of air. And recognizing that even your emotions are a gift. To feel is a gift. Even the painful feelings, the joyful feelings, all of it is a gift. And if there are any painful feelings that are orbiting your auric field or surrounding you at present, maybe you want to ask for them to just ask for them to be handed over at this time. She reminds you that emotions are meant to be moved through you. They are energy in motion, much like the rings of Saturn. But also much like the rings of Saturn that loop around the planet. She wants you to remember not to keep looping these emotions. It's important to let them move through you and out. She says, my grace is here for you when and if you want it. And now moving to our index finger, our Jupiter finger, associated with wisdom and expansion, open space for change, associated with the element of ether. Our willingness to grow. Perhaps here it is that you affirm, I am willing to see my life through a new lens of perception. I am willing to receive a miracle. I am willing to allow your grace. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. I am, I am, I am. And now moving to the thumb, associated with a positive ego and the element of earth. And I'm only going to say what's coming through right now, which is the serenity prayer. Goddess, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That in and of itself is a balance of courage and humility wrapped up in beautiful, positive ego. And now we repeat 5 times our mantra. So you're welcome to say it with me. I am grace of Goddess. 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 And then just allow your hands to rest wherever they feel comfortable for the next few moments. If you can or you want to stay in your meditation for a bit longer, please do. If you're ready to find your way out, you're welcome to just bring the hands together at the heart space. I'll be closing us out with a long sat short nam. You're welcome to chant it with me or just receive. It just means truth is my identity. So let's take a deep breath in together. Sat Nam. Thank you for joining me today in this meditation, beautiful goddess. And may the benefits of today's practice stay with you long after today is over. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place inside of you in which the entire universe resides. I honor the light, the shadow, the peace, the truth, and the beauty within you because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are connected, we are one, we are the same. Aloha and namaste.